Yeah, it really is. The system isn't built to be empathetic.
No, no.
It's just not, and like that's what government's for, but that's broken too. So,
Yeah, right.
you know,
What do you do? So you going into your first was beneath your first Kickstarter, or had you used Kickstarter before?
I kickstarted. I'm glad I pulled these out. So this is Dungeon Dealer. Um, these were like map making card decks.
Nice.
You just shuffle them, roll a d20 for northeast, southwest, and you can like make a dungeon on the fly. So this was the first one, and then I did Beneath. But this really set me up to like have a little like wiggle room because the money I made from this, like I invested in the cover for Beneath.
It's so good. It's so good. It's such a good cover.
The most expensive image I've ever licensed. But yeah, it really summed it all up. And her body actually makes an inverted cross. I don't know. I mean, it's pretty like it's the full image. She's a little bit longer, but I wanted to like be a little subtle there. But yeah, reinvested a little bit of money into Beneath, and it worked out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, like you played the Kickstarter game in the way that I like to buy the Kickstarter game. Like you are constantly putting something, like especially this year. I've got gelatinous dies coming on the way that I'm very excited for.
Yeah.
I got Sick of Switch. I think at one point, oh my God, it's huge. It's
Yeah,
so
it's
big.
massive. I'm a short guy, but man, these are these are big. Oh,
So I have a buddy who he only plays GURPS.
okay.
That's his only RPG setup, and he always does these fun little one shots. And I thought about getting 3 of those to having as my GURPS die, and just be like,
Yes. Yes.
uh, I I I respect the fuck out of the hustle.
Mm,
Like that is a thing that I'm starting to realize the older that I get, the things that really drives me crazy about creatives is they're always waiting for things to be perfect. They're always waiting for their artwork to be perfect. They're always waiting for the thing. And you you I think are very much like me in the if not today, like then it's never going to happen. Like
right.
now is always the best time to do something. And I've watched you have a lot of success like pretty rapidly. And Kickstarter can be super cruel, and yours always funds, and it seems very consistent, and you always are like promoting the next one. And I'm like, man, if I wore fanny packs, I would totally rock a mimic fanny pack, like stuff like that. Like I never fucking thought
Yeah.
at 37 I'd be like, I want to buy a fucking mimic fanny pack right now.
Gotcha. Well, all right. I got a lot of shit for saying this on Facebook maybe a year ago. One of my friends was really upset. And I typed in there, I was like, ideas are nothing. And that was it. I was also like, we have to stop teaching kids that ideas are something. Or I can't remember exactly what he said. And what I was getting at is that ideas aren't products. Like ideas aren't physical anything.
Right.
Ideas, they do matter. They matter a lot. Ideas, of course they do.
Right.
But we can have all the great ideas in the world and not have the skills or discipline to create something. And those ideas, they stay in your head and they're nothing. Literally nothing.
Yeah,
So,
they're dreams. Dreams aren't currency.
yeah, and like when I say products, I don't want to sound capitalist, but I want to be like, ideas aren't a mug. This is a physical thing that I can touch and it's in real life.
Right.
It might sound funny, but like I really want to stress to people that like if you have a good idea and you don't have the skills to like materialize it, team up with someone or find a mentor and just email them. I've done that so many times in my life. Like when I wrote my first book, there was Dar Jamal wrote Beyond the Green Zone, and I emailed him like just cold. I was like, dude, if I get my manuscript together, will you please blurb my novel? I love what you've done. You know, praise, praise, praise. And he got back to me, and 2 years later, he gave me a blurb for the novel. And this,
Nice.
this is like a journalist who's worked with Al Jazeera and like all these different outlets. So I guess my point is, don't wait. If you have a great idea, write it down. Write down everything. Boil it down to the best stuff. And if you don't have the skills to create it, just ask someone and team up, because you're gonna regret not doing it. You're gonna like really, really beat yourself up if you don't do it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Like what you said, like it doesn't. Oh, none of my stuff is perfect. Perfect. A lot of it is very unperfect. Um, and another thing I like to say is like your flaws are your style.
Sure.
So like I used to teach little workshops with kids, and I always used to say like, if all of you knew how to paint naturalistically or photorealistically, you'd all paint the same way.
Right.
You'd paint perfectly and it'd be beautiful, but you'd have zero style.
Right.
And what you do as a creative person for your life is you realize that you have limitations, and you make a mark on a piece of paper, and you know it might slip a little bit, and you do that 10,000 times, and that mark becomes your style. You know, you have that muscle memory, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's Justin's style, because he
Right.
just kept doing it, and he's actually making it look cool. So just know that like those mistakes or those flaws, if you keep doing it, they add up and they compound into like who you are, and that's rad. That's actually kind of like uplifting, because like yeah, I can keep making mistakes, and as long as I know which ones are shitty and which ones are, you know, development, then
Endearing. Yeah, the ones that you're like, I think this is me.
yeah,
Yeah.
and just keep practicing and find those people to collaborate with.
It's really inspiring to hear that, and it's something that like I've been a musician since I was really young. You know, music was always a part of it, but like I started a punk band before I even knew what the fuck punk was. Like me and my buddy were like, we're gonna be in a band and we're gonna do this, and this is gonna be the thing it is.
Yeah.
And so many people around us are like, I can't wait till I'm in a band. I was like, what is stopping you? We literally don't have instruments, and we have songs that we have like done
Yeah.
things. And so we were like 14 years old, you know, farting into the couch, but you know, we had a whole bunch of like weird little ideas and topics. And I'm all about the you know, just doing it and getting out there. And you know, like